Hi there, welcome to my channel. This platform is a safe space for healing, transformation, and evolution. And I hope that you find what you're looking for here. I hope that you find light and positivity, and just the strength to go on and go after your goals, okay? So I'll get into it without further ado. And before I start, I'll just give you a little bit of backstory on my life. And I think 2021 has been a crazy year. It's been crazy for everyone, most people at least. But I don't even mean in the regular sense, like with everything going on in the world and things like that. I mean just personally in my life, in terms of like change and growth and focus and stuff like that. It's just been a wild year for me, learning a lot about myself and learning a lot about life, things that I never really focused on in the past. I wouldn't say I didn't have the time to focus on them. I just probably never chose to, because I was too busy distracting myself with just stuff, you know, regular distractions. But I calmed down in 2021 and I decided to focus on me a little bit, and I discovered some things, not just about myself, but about the world at large, which I'm going to be sharing with you, and about just principles of living a succulent life. I love the word succulent. Don't ask me why, I just love it. It gives me this succulent, you know. And I know there are a lot of people who hate the word succulent. That's probably why I love it the more, because people hate it. Okay, all right, I'm going off. But yeah, so in 2020 was a struggle pretty much for everyone, and then I decided, you know what, my 21 would not look like my 2020, and I decided to work on myself, and it's been an amazing year. It's really been fun for me. I know that everyone can say that, and I hope 22 is better for those who can say that 21 was good, and I hope that these lessons that I will be discussing would help some people have a better 22. Okay, now the first thing I would want to talk about is the concept of sacrifice. And sacrifice is a word that has it brings up mixed emotions for people. When people hear the word sacrifice, you know, nobody really wants to sacrifice anything that they already love. It's easier to stay in your comfort zone, and then there are people who sacrifice anything at any time to get the life they want and stuff like that. So it's different for different people. Some people don't mind sacrifices, some people mind sacrifices. It depends on your comfort levels and comfort zones and all that stuff, and your willingness to get out of your comfort zone, right? So for me, I learned a couple things about sacrifice. One, sacrifice is inevitable. You're always going to sacrifice something. The question is, what are you sacrificing? You're either sacrificing your goals, or you're sacrificing other things to get to your goals. So it's always, it's a yin yang. Sacrifice is inevitable. You know how they say failing to plan is planning to fail? It's like one of those things. You think you're not sacrificing, but you really are. And you're sacrificing your needs for your wants when you're not focused on your needs, basically. So the first step to change would be to decide what you're gonna sacrifice to get to where you wanna be in life. That's the first thing I learned. It's pretty much about sacrifice. And I learned a lot of things about love. Yay.
Love. Everyone loves love. Who doesn't love love? Even people who hate love really love love. They just say they hate love because love hasn't been lovely to them.
You know, basically I learned about love, and I feel like I really learned what love should feel like this year. I mean, I've had love in the past in my life, but I've also had some very dysfunctional relationships that I thought were love, and I was so comfortable in the dysfunction that I just assumed that's how all love is supposed to be. But I decided, you know what, I want better for myself this year, and I'm gonna go after better. I'm gonna go after a better kind of love and a better kind of relationship. Basically, I learned what love was supposed to feel like, the right kind of love, the God way, the God kind of love, and what that's supposed to feel like. And it just feels so good. I feel like my love life is probably like my highlight of 2021. Not to go into too many details, because you know I'm a very private person
And I like my privacy.
but it's been a very spicy year for me, and I'm just happy, and not just happy that I found love, but I actually found the right kind of love, the kind of love that I was actually looking for. And to get to that point, bringing up sacrifice again, there were some things I had to sacrifice about myself and in my life, some things I had to change because I was attracting dysfunctional relationships because I was dysfunctional. So I had to work on my dysfunction and become functional to find functional love. All right. And the third thing is growth. I learned a lot about growing as a person, growing in anything. And what I really learned about growth is growth takes time. But the thing with growth is it takes time building the foundation, but once the foundation is solid, it's pretty easy to build everything else, and it becomes fun, it gets better, and you get happier and you get more stable in whatever you're growing. And by growing, I mean really just working on anything. It could be a skill, it could be just your mental health, anything at all that you're trying to grow in. It takes time and a little bit of struggle and frustration building the foundation, right? But once that is settled and once that is cemented, it's easier to just flow with the growth and get better. And then whatever you're growing in, you start attracting like the positives or the benefits that come with that thing, if that makes sense. That's what I learned about growth. So point is, it takes time at first, but then eventually you get into the vibe of it and you just move, And I learned a lot about wisdom as well, just wisdom mostly from reading the Bible. Honestly, I learned about wisdom and how wisdom works. And I don't know, I feel like wisdom is something I don't really want to discuss right now in this video because I feel like I'm still growing in that. But the whole concept of wisdom is basically application of knowledge. So I've just learned to acquire knowledge, to do my research, to investigate things before I jump into anything, to make plans, to seek counsel from people, and then apply wisdom in everything I do. Whatever steps I'm trying to take, just apply wisdom. Wisdom has been very helpful in my year 2021 because it's helped me not to make decisions that would negatively impact my life or impact where I'm trying to go. I still make some mistakes every now and then. I still make bad choices, but not very detrimental or deadly choices, basically. That's what wisdom has helped me to do. And faithfulness / consistency. I put those two together because I think consistency is like, faithfulness is like a broader term, and consistency is like a subsection of faithfulness. So faithfulness is basically like being dedicated and consistent and persistently going after what you want. That's why I put them both together, because they're both very, very key to having a fruitful life or fruitful year, fruitful 2022. Just being faithful to whatever you decide to embark on or to do with your life, which is where wisdom also comes in as well. So before you decide to actually commit to something, you have to be wise about it, understand yourself, understand the circumstances around that thing, and decide if that's what's actually best for you. And then when you decide that that's what's best for you and that's what you want to do with your life, you have to make your plans, make your goals, stick to your goals. The plans are adjustable, I personally think. If your plan isn't working, you switch up your plans, but you should always stick to your goals. And even if you change your goals, you should stick to your vision. The vision is rigid, the vision is where we're going, and then we set all these goals along the way to get there. And if you find a different route that is easier or more efficient, then you can change the goals. And if you find steps that are better, you can also change the steps. But we should be faithful to our vision and consistent. We're also supposed to be faithful to ourselves as individuals. Be faithful to yourself, be faithful to just who you are becoming in general. Don't let anyone come into your life and use you or abuse you. Be protective of yourself and your energy. I guess that's where I'm going with that. And I also learned about femininity. God, this is the last time I will say femininity on this video, because I'm just trying not to make a fool of myself right now. But I learned about that word. I'm just gonna keep saying that word, okay? I learned because I've always just wanted to be feminine, and it's just nice growing in my feminine energy and being all, how feminine energy is with the different feminine archetypes and the goddess energy and the sexual energy and the the good girl energy and all that stuff. So just learning about my energies and learning how to dress in a feminine way and apply makeup in a feminine way and talk in a slow, sexy, feminine voice. That is so cringy. Oh my god. But basically you get the point. I learned about being feminine. I'm not saying that word, about being feminine, and it's just been the best thing ever to happen to me, because it's been an important part of my life, just being feminine. And I still have my masculine side, which I apply in the gym and at work. Those are the only two places I really ever use my masculine energy, when I'm working or when I'm at the gym. But with everything else, I try to be feminine and laid back, and I enjoy it. It's cruise, it's a breeze, you know. It's nice. And finally, the last thing, number 7. I understand I haven't been saying number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let me just let you know that we're at number 7 at this point. Okay, number 7 was I learned to focus basically my attention on anything that I want. I value focus so much right now, especially because in the past I was so indecisive and I would procrastinate a lot, and I would always just have my attention. I don't have, is it ADHD or ADD? I literally just got my master's in social work. I should know this, but I do not have any I don't have any mental health needs basically that require me to have such a short attention span, but I do, or I did, and I've worked on focus and just the ability to focus on anything, and it's been the best, because now I can focus my energy on just one thing completed and move on to another task and not worry about what I have on left to do or catching up on work and things like that. And I think in another video I'm going to talk more about time management and all that stuff, because that plays under focus as well, but it wasn't part of the plan for this video. But I'll talk more about how to focus and how to channel your energy and things like that. But it's really been so invaluable to me this year, especially just getting done with grad school and all that good stuff. I learned to focus my energy on people who I really care about and who really care about me, and mind my business, not get into any drama, which has never been a problem for me because I've been pretty introverted. So I've always known how to mind my business. And I've also, I learned to channel my energy to work that really matters, and to my creativity, that's my baby, and to school. I'm glad to be getting done with school and all that good stuff. So yeah, I hope this helps. Just for a recap, I'm just gonna say all the points again. So point 1 was sacrifice, learning to decide what you're gonna sacrifice for the life you want. Point 2 was love, understanding what functional love looks like and healing from dysfunction to get to a functional place, to get to a functional kind of love. And growth, understanding how growth works and how it could be painful in the beginning and then growing just with it and flowing with it with time. And the concept of wisdom, how to seek wise counsel, and how to apply knowledge to every step of your life. And faithfulness and consistency, deciding you want to stick to something and sticking to your vision, being faithful to yourself, being faithful to your work, being faithful to where you see yourself being in the future, and being consistent in your endeavors. Being feminine was the 6th one, and I talked about that and how there are different feminine archetypes that I enjoy, and how I channel my masculine energy to work and school and the gym, and then I use my feminine energy for pretty much everything else. And how I focus on anything that I want, or whatever I really want, to get it more efficiently and quickly, basically. So I hope this was a very good and enjoyable video for you. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this was helpful. Comment below what you learned in 2021 and anything you're going to take from this video with you to 2022.